My girlfriend, my sister, my nail tech, Nita, and her hair tech is what?
I'm nails. I am nails.
So we're here today. Well, she's my model today, and I'm going to be doing some hair. I mean, a lot of y'all don't think I do hair, so y'all don't think I still got it in me, but I'm going to show you guys I do. Now, I'm an old school girl, so all the lace front wigs and closures and all that stuff is not my thing. So what I'm going to do is do a traditional sewing with a little twist to it. We're going to do a hybrid. I'm going to do a sewing in the back and do tape ends on top. So be able to give the movement, everything that you like from having a wig on, but still give you the thickness and everything from a sew-in. So that's what we're going to do. I already parted her off how I wanted to do things. So this top part, we're going to do tape ends. Around the side is tape ends. The back is tape ends. But this whole section right here, I'm going to braid up and we're going to do the sew-in portion of it. So I'm going to braid this down and the pattern that I like to use, which is a 2-circle pattern, put a net on top of it. And sew the tracks to the hair. Now we're going to be using the kinky straight texture, which a texture that I love, and I think more women should start embracing, because it gives you the flexibility of being straight. It gives you the thickness of hair, and it has the movement of this relaxed, blown out hair. So I'm going to start with braiding down this section first. So let me part her off.
It's a little fig bar in my purse. You can turn the chair around.
So we're gonna so I'm gonna split this section in half. And I'm gonna use that to start my 2 circles. Now I like starting I like starting my braid here and moving around, circling around here. Make that braid really, really small because that allows it to lay flush, let the tracks lay flush to the head and get it nice and close to the hair. I like doing a circular pattern because it mimics the shape of the head and it allows you to be able to move the tracks and contour them the way that the head is going, right? Now, hopefully, y'all know how to braid, child. Now, I hope I got teaching no braiding class. Let me do it this way so it's a little bit easier. When you're not working in your own space, it gets a little tricky. But I'm about to figure this out. Now, for a trick for you guys, I forgot my braiding hair. So what you can do is cut hair off the track and use that as a braided hair. And I like doing that sometimes anyway because some people don't like using synthetic hair to braid their hair with. So
I
using the
really
human
like the
hair.
human hair.
Yep, you like the
Yeah.
human hair better?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have allergies to certain things, and I think that's just what makes your hair itch more. Like when you
Mm-hmm.
finally do get your hair done, you're so in or whatever. It's not really, you see everybody patting their head, it's because they got a synthetic
Let's get
itchy
that
hair
synthetic
in it.
hair in there, honey.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take a piece of this curly hair. Get up here. I'm all over the place. And then we're just going to cut a piece of that off to create some bulk hair.
This is a special one for the short hair girls
Yeah, for the
because they
short hair
don't,
girls,
they
honey.
think we can't get our hair done.
I think I could. I mean, your hair is not that short. I probably could have braided it without the braided hair, but I just wanted to give it a nice good anchor
Right.
just to be safe. All right.
Now, while we're doing this, you can, what's new? What's going on with you? What are you
Oh,
working on?
oh, what am I working on? Oh, you know what, girl?
Because we are gainfully unemployed
Yeah,
because
yes,
of
we
this
are.
break.
So we are. So yes, as if you're part of the TV film industry, you do know that there is a strike happening right now, and so right now I am back in the salon doing hair, the thing that people don't think I do.
Next, right. That's the one blessing
Nope.
behind working on in TV and film is that we never lose our gift.
Nope. We can keep it moving, honey.
Yeah. We just need y'all to come.
Yeah, we just need y'all to show up.
I guess now that this will help them understand
Yeah, we still
we're
got it.
still working.
We still working, baby. We still up in these streets.
Yes, accepting clients. You say,
So
and you shampoo your clients, right?
yeah, I do. Yeah, you don't gotta come to me shampooed already. So we're gonna go around, make this braid. All the way down. The lovely thing about this is that I'm not the best braider, but I know how to make the braid stay.
Yeah, ooh,
And
don't you?
and we're gonna cover it with a net anyway, so it doesn't have to be beautiful. I always tell people I don't braid for you to wear them outside, honey. I just braid so I can sew it down. Now in the salon, I would normally have somebody doing this for me. So y'all,
Gotta
so
feel
y'all
the
get y'all
privilege.
get real, y'all get be feel real privileged that y'all seeing me go through do all this. And if y'all would have caught me doing this last week, I had some hoochie mama nails, honey. And it was too damn long, so I wouldn't be able to do it like I want to.
Trying to click clack on the
Yeah, I'm trying
phone.
to click clack, honey.
Sometimes when you had white toes then,
I
right?
had white toes then.
White toes, you wanted
I
long
wanted long
nails. You
nails.
wanted to do all. You wanted to be fast.
Now the thing is, I'm all with the wig and lace front and frontal and closure wig movement. But I think that it gets like the old techniques get lost, and we kind of forget that's going back to the basics of having a great protective style sometimes works better.
I've never really like when we tried to do lace fronts on me was when like it was just like popping out and like
Hmm.
a whole new thing. The glue would never stick. Like my skin
Yeah, it wasn't for it.
wasn't for it. So I was like, you know what? I'm a leave out kind of girl.
Hmm.
I'm a natural, leave out kind of girl. And I just never, had the interest. I see people.
And they can look beautiful. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, they can.
I'm not knocking nobody about getting no wig done.
No, get your wig,
Get
girl.
your wig, girl. But that just ain't what I like to do. Now, normally, I know you're supposed to use the chair and move it all around, but I'm a walk around there, so I will walk around the whole person,
Get your steps in.
get my steps in. Once you get to when you braid it, once you get into the groove of it, you good to go.
Now, do you think the breakdown is an important part
So the sew in.
of your sewing?
Oh yeah, foundation is always key. You have to have a good foundation. Um, and after foundation is track placement. And I will show you guys that when we get to that point about just how to place these tracks so the hair can fall the way that you need it to. And once again, don't y'all be judging me on my braids, honey, because I'm not a braider. I keep braiders employed.
What a saint.
Move this right along. Like I said, and when doing it, the two circle method, like I said, it mimics the shape of the head and allows me to be able to place the tracks as needed to fall the way I like it to fall.
And I'm super tender headed. And I'm
Yeah.
not running out of this chair.
I
So
mean,
you
but
are doing amazing.
well, no, you don't. No, you just being good for me today.
I don't know what it is.
That's all it is.
Because my shoulders would be in your palms of your
Right.
hands right
You
now.
just doing good for me today. That's all. Circle this right on around. So we have one side finished. I know you're supposed to put stuff in your mouth, but you know, we all do it. And I'm gonna go on here and go to the other side. Clip this hair out the way. Start this without. I think I really needed it.
How long is this style going to last?
That's a good question. When my clients ask me stuff like that, I don't know because I don't wear it. So I do know that, um, well, you know, the tape base can last 2 months um, with proper maintenance. And the sewing part, 3 months, proper maintenance. But my thing is, you really should have wear nothing more than 8 weeks anyway before getting it redone.
3 months just made my skin crawl.
I know, yeah. You just want like 8 weeks, so 2 months is
You know,
about
I'm a
the
shampoo my hair every
yes.
twice a week kind of girl.
So depending on what kind of girl you are.
Yes, okay.
So and you know how long it lasts? What's your budget?
How long you can afford to make it
How much? How you know? Can you afford to keep it getting it done, or do you need to make it last? But I don't suggest no longer than 8 weeks.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna start the other side. The foundation is the hardest part, the hardest and longest part for me. You know, once You get the foundation down. The sewing is nothing. It's easy. And the tape ends is quite easy. It's just more about the placement. Bring this around. Now, if the client hair is long enough, which hers is, I think. What I would do to minimize a whole lot of sewing is grab, where are we at? So we'll grab this piece right here and pull it over and just blend and then integrate that into the braid. So that gets that one tail out the way. Move this right over. And for some reason, I mean, this braid pattern to me seems quicker to me. Maybe because you're just splitting it up and it feels like you're going faster, but I just feel like this is a quicker thing. Now, don't get me wrong, the braid pattern changes depending on what you are doing, but this is my go-to. This is the one I like the most, especially when you're doing like half a head, like partial sew-ins. And honestly, the most important part of a service when you're doing any kind of extension or any service at all is the consultation part. You really want to talk to your client and understand what they want, what's their needs, what they're going for. A couple of tricks that I like to use when I'm doing a consultation with the client, instead of asking them what they want to look like, ask them how they want to feel. I like to ask them, like, do you want to feel sexy? Do you want to feel confident? Do you want to be bold? Do you want to be energetic? What is it that you want to feel, and how do you want to feel? And honestly, when you Google, you can Google hairstyles from feeling. So you can say, what does a sexy hairstyle look like? What does a bold hairstyle look like? So trying to um, being able to capture how they feel in the hairstyle goes a long way with the client more than just trying to create the style.
That's good because I like sexy bed head.
Well, we know. So we gonna go for today.
I mean, you know whatever you feel, whatever
Okay,
you
yeah. So
feel, but
we're gonna go for some sexy video vixen, bedheady moments.
yeah,
So while you guys watching this, Google some hairstyles that you think about. Google some feelings. Google sexy. Google bold. Google um uh what's some more good one?
sleek.
Yeah, sleek or powerful.
Oh yeah,
Google those type of words for hairstyles and see what pops up. And if you're able to capture how that client wants to feel, you will have a client for life.
it's all in the feeling,
That's all in the
how
feeling.
you make them feel. I
Mm-hmm.
think a lot of times people think your craft is 100% of what gets you a strong clientele. And
Mm-mm.
from my years of experience in the industry, I feel like it's half of it is your craft, but the other half is like you say, captivating your client. Like,
Honestly, girl, you give them the craft a lot, honey. It ain't even half. It's about it's like 25% of your craft.
yeah.
The other 75% is, how do you make your client feel?
How do you make your clients feel?
Because we know some horrible hairstylists and some horrible nail techs that got great clientele
Have great clientele, and you
because
just
they
have to
make
work
the
like what?
what they go. So you like that, okay?
Okay. I can't compare where I can't compete.
Right. All right.
But you're right. I think it's all in how you make them feel.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll fall into the delusion
Right.
of whatever it is.
Because you can't tell some people, you can't tell them nothing about their
No,
hairstylist.
no, no, no. You could say one wrong thing. How dare you speak like that? And it's the same way with nails as it is in hair. It's always about the foundation. You can go, and it's a lot of people that can do a bunch of beautiful and extravagant, artsy, eclectic nail art,
Mm-hmm.
and the nails are raggedy underneath because they don't have the foundation.
Mm-hmm. I don't have that problem.
Not at all. Foundation is key. It's all about the foundation. Now you see girls, like, how would you describe when you see some women or some people wearing their wigs and they're like, they look like McDonald's arches. I always blame that on the foundation because I'm like, what kind of big braids do y'all have underneath there? It's like the
But
hair
but
just
what
go
if,
like that on both
but
sides.
what if they just got a big head?
I don't. Then I think you should braid smaller
Yeah, or or braid
because I'm
or
just a consumer. I'm from the outside looking in. So what would help that? Because I get tired of seeing
the
the
arches.
golden arches. It's like if
Well, you
it's
do
not in the front, it's always
and
on the
on the
top
top
and
of
the
the
bump of the
sides.
head. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if that is the case, um, well, the thing what I've noticed with a lot of wigs and when you start getting that issue is that a lot of people don't know how they just because they're wearing it flat. So if you know that you have that type of issue when it comes down to your braids, you want to cut some layers and stuff into it to kind of give the hair some movement and not have it being flat to the head. So it won't be so you won't have that. You could camouflage it with a haircut,
Gotcha.
but a lot of people don't know how to
But
cut.
no, well, because they all want slick down hair that's just.
Yeah, but if you not, but if your hairstyle ain't giving that slick hair down tease, honey, you can't do that.
Whew, I wish they get it.
All right. So this is this is what the two circles look like. Now, once I put the net on there, they're gonna look perfect. They're gonna be amazing, honey. They're gonna be like perfect braids. But this is what the two they. But guess what? These braids are not going anywhere. They're there. So let me prepare the net.
I think a lot of women get the wigs and the closures and all that because they feel like it's convenient.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to go through the foundation process and I'm like, maybe you do. Do you still go through the foundation process?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, maybe it's just the convenience of just not having any of your hair out.
And when you're doing your sew-ins, I try to stay away from the cotton thread. I like to use the nylon thread. One, because it's thinner. It goes smoother through the hair. And also the cotton thread holds water, where the nylon thread doesn't. So work with the nylon thread, y'all. So there's one tail that I have. The one tail that I have left out, I'm just gonna sew. Just do a little rough sew, a rough stitch, and sew that down. We gotta get this out the way. Hold that. And when you put your net on, it's okay to put your clients to work, y'all. It's all right. I'm just gonna take the net and I'm gonna sew it just around the perimeter of the braid that I created. And you want to keep the net nice and flat to give you a nice flat foundation to put your tracks on.
Oh, you an old girl. You still saying tracks.
Yeah.
These girls say extensions.
Extensions. Yeah, you know I'm old school girl, honey. Want to keep it nice and taut to make sure you get the flattest foundation for it. Now once I get this down, I'm going to skip to adding the tape ends to the nape of the neck. Because once I get all the extensions onto the net, I don't want to be trying to lift all that hair up, trying to put tape ends on. And I'm not saying that this is the end all be all way to do things. You know, everybody has their way of doing things. This is the way I do it. And if you got a different way to do it, express it in the comments. Let me know. I'm always willing to learn. I'm never too good to learn new tricks. If you have a quicker, faster way or a better way of doing something, please let me know.
You say if you see I'm working too hard.
If you see I'm working too hard, because guess what we don't like to do? We don't want to work hard. Around that, right around. It's always a good feeling to be able to just pull out just enough thread to do what you need to do. And I think I am going to hit a home run right here. I'll double knot to end this off. Boom. And then you let it go. And then you cut all the excess with a better pair of shears. Or better scissors. Now, yes, I know y'all saying this. I cut this piece of net just for this. So there is a lot of excess wasted net. But I'm gonna roll this up and put it in my bag because you just never know when it come in handy. But this is enough to cover up another section. You don't want to be wasteful. So I personally like using the relaxed texture hair because of the thickness of the hair and you don't have to use as much to get the volume that you need in the hair. So we're going to start the back at the nape of the neck. I'm going to leave out that section as my leave out around the neck. I'll use my smaller clips. I got stuff everywhere. And I'm going to take a small section of hair, a thin section of hair. I don't know if you guys can see how thin that is. Can we see that? Okay, perfect. And that's what we're going to use. That's the hair we're going to use to sandwich in between the tape ends. And you want to be able to have a thin enough section of hair because you want the adhesive of the tape to be able to stick to each other. If you put too thick of hair in between, then the tape the adhesive won't be able to stick to each other, and
They're gonna slip out.
it'll slip out. Do I bring my comb with the metal end? I saw that trick on I didn't on YouTube. But you could use your a metal end will be better the thinner it is. You use this, the end of your rat tail, to kind of get that and place it right at the root, as high as you can get it, right? Then you take your second piece, you place it right on top of where you place the first one. Then you use your handy dandy tape press tool thingy, and you press it together. And it's just that simple. And what I like about it is that it allows you to give you the flexibility and the movement. So if she wants to pull it up into a ponytail, she can. There you go. Make sure that's nice and secure. I'm going to repeat that process on the other side. Get my two pieces of hair. Now you can do this for a whole head. I like this the sewing part of it all because it gives me the thickness that I need without having to use a whole lot of tape ends. So this is what we have right here. So we have these two right here. So now I'm going to do my next section, which I don't have to worry about leaving any hair to cover because remember, we're going to start sewing the hair here, which will cover all of this up. And we already have this hair back here to cover. We have this hair back here to cover if she wants to pull it up into a ponytail. So I'm going to go off to, because here, you see we have this space in between these two. So I'm going to start this one right here in between the space. I'm going to fill that gap in and then do 2 on the sides. And that will finish up our back section. The bottom. Off the top. We use our tape press. To make sure it's nice and secure all the way around. And then so that fills in that middle section. And you can see, sit back for me. You can see, no, you good. You can see already how thick and full that's already looking. And I only have 3 tape ends in. I'm gonna move over to the side.
And I have a question
Mhm.
about the tape ends.
Mhm.
You know how lashes come different, one size,
Mhm.
but people's eyes are different. So
Mhm.
would you recommend if let's say the width of the hair or the space that was available was, if the tape end was too long, would you cut it
Yes.
to trim it down?
Yep, you can cut it in half. And what we'll do on the side, we'll do some smaller pieces on the side. So we'll cut them in half.
Oh.
Do some smaller pieces on the side to move it around.
Gotcha.
Well, because it's gonna be so much hair covering this all up, we can just use the bigger pieces in the back. Good question, girl.
Yeah, because some people be just thinking, oh, I just got to throw this whole big thing back here, and then it's gonna take away
Right.
from the natural look of it.
Mm-hmm.
I.e. me, I mean, I.
Right. But I like the tape ends. They're a good alternative to just gluing tracks in. And it allows you to give good coverage to the hair. Boom. So now that we have those in, now we can start sewing in the back portion. I keep forgetting I'm on the camera, honey. I think I'm in the shop. I need to be putting stuff in your mouth all the time. I know they teach us that's wrong, but
It's hard.
it is what it is, honey. If you a hairstylist, you know that's what you do. I'm not the only one to be putting stuff in my mouth, am I?
No.
I'm talking Mr. Cameraman. I'm not the only one, am I? You can't remember. So everybody be on their good behavior.
Oh. So everybody know how to act.
Everybody know how to act. I'm the only one who know how to act. Okay.
Okay. It's you.
Oh, they try to got you. They Dallas students, so they try to do right. I got you. Dallas ain't teaching me. All right, so we're about to start. So I have a 24 and a 26. Now, what I prefer to do is I'm gonna put the 20. I mean, I have a 22 and a 24. What I prefer to do when it comes down to different lengths of hair, depending on what you're trying to go. If you're trying to go for a layered effect, then yes, you do a 24 first, the 24 at the bottom, do a 22 at the top. If you try to do more of a full one length blunt effect, put the 22 at the bottom, put the 24 at the top. Because what that happens is that the hair, the longer hair, will let all this blend in together. You won't have a lot of layers in the hair that you have to cut. So, are we layering? Or are we just being bone straight? Are we giving share?
Yeah,
Um,
I'm a sheer kind of
okay,
girl.
we're giving a
I
share type
love
of curl.
a long
A
blunt.
blonde. Okay, so we're giving a share moment. So,
Y'all can have the layers.
right, we're gonna start with the 22 first. Now I know there is people that sew under the track and people that sew through the track. I'm a through the track sewer. Just I don't be understanding that under the track stuff, so I just sew through the track. But it's whatever preference works for you. I'm also a single track sewer, where there's people that be doing double tracks. I'm a single track person. Because the double track gets a little too bulky for me sometimes, and I want, even though I know these are extensions, I do want to somebody if they rub their hands across your head that if it lays very flat. And sometimes when you're double tracking, um, it doesn't always work that way. Uh-huh. Now the beautiful thing about being in doing hair for so long, you learn different tricks from different hairstylists. So, um, you see, I just tore it with my hands. So BKTT with TT, and she's BKTT on Instagram.
BK loves me.
BK loves me, yes, on Instagram. I will watch her do quick weaves all the time. And I'm like, why do you rip the track? And she rips the track because when you rip something, it leaves a soft edge, and it allows the track to lay flatter towards the edge instead of you cutting it, and it has a hard blunt cut to it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a little trick for you guys when if you're doing a quick weave, you're going some tracks in, and you need it to lay a little bit softer towards the edge. Instead of cutting the track, rip the track. And also, she's one of the most creative hairstylists that I've ever met. So if you guys get a chance, go to her page and see some of the amazing stuff that she does.
She murk her hair.
Yeah, she murks her hair, honey. Now the beautiful thing about using these private label tracks is that extensions, that the track of the hair is very thin. I don't really like cutting the wefts when I am doing sew-ins, because if they want to use the hair again, I don't got time to try putting a puzzle back together. I just need to know where where I took it from, and what's the beginning and what's the end, and you just go from there. You can see as I'm sewing the hair how. Well, let me get this done. I can show you guys. And when you're doing your sew-ins, make sure you are catching these loops, because where's it at? That's the one thing about the nylon thread. The nylon thread doesn't always pull through all the time, so you get loops. So you want to see where the loop is at and make sure you pull the loop through. Where is this one at? I'm just gonna cut that one. But you can see how flat this lays right underneath the braid. Real flat, real smooth. And when I say about I don't like cutting the thread, I'm gonna double knot this right here at the end. And then I'm gonna flip this back. You can see how nice and flat that flip is right there. Now I will do one cut on the track, on the weft, because I'm gonna go around. Now this is where we get into talking about track placement. And you want the hair to flow. You gotta place the tracks how you want the hair to flow, right? So I want the hair to flow forward and have a nice heaviness in the front. Because remember, when you with the back of the hair, we have all this hair that fills up the back. It's not everything above the ear is what fills up the front. So you want to kind of do a heavier track placement towards the front so you can have the same type of thickness from front to back. So to start that process of giving that heavy thickness towards the front, I'm going to swing the weft forward here. So you see how this automatically starts making that hair fall forward. Now, and I don't know how you do how you sew, but I just sew through the loop. So place the needle through the track, open up the loop, and pull it through. Through the track, through the loop, pull it through. You're keeping the weft nice and tight as you go through so you don't have any kind of loops. And once I get to the top, I'm going to knot it here. And this is the only cut I will make to the weft. Just here. And I cut it because I'm going to come over here on this other side and I'm going to start the other one from here and move it down. And then I'll start continue to back and forth, going all the way up. And the needle just dropped. There we go. Now, also doing like hybrid type of hairstyles allows you to be able to increase your price point when it comes to doing services like this, because now that you're adding in different elements to the service to create the look that your client wants to have, it's more like you're creating a custom extension process for the client. And anything that got the word custom behind it costs more money.
Custom cost.
Custom cost. Now I've seen seen stylists um, that do like this curve up method and cut each track. But fortunately, because of the thinness of the weft of this hair, you don't have to do that because it allows you to be able to flip it back and forth and still have a nice, flat, seamless look. Perfect. Like when I do stuff like this, it gets me excited. Girl, I want to start pressing this out already, and I'm like, I'm not done yet. I can't press it yet. Let me finish first. But I want to press and go as I go. Does doing hair still get you excited, y'all? That still get me excited. Does doing nails still get you excited when you're doing something new?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just bought a bunch of new fall colors. So I have to do a demo video.
Oh, so am I gonna come get a new fall color?
Please do. Come play with me.
Come play with you.
For my thousands of polishes I already have.
Right.
I want to still keep, the people sent me a couple videos and they were the same video. I was like, you guys, I've already got the colors coming. Just hold
just
tight.
give me a second.
I saw it too. I do this every season. We get a bulk of new colors. So now I have them in hand. So it's time to play. Now that, Beyonce, her wave's gone.
Right, but now all the silverness is gone.
All the silver is gone out.
Now the tricky part, which is not tricky, this is it's not a bad problem to have, but with using the relaxed texture hair, you do have to watch the thickness of it because it can get overwhelming, unless that's what your client wants. I am When it comes down to adding extensions to a client's hair, I like to match the thickness of their natural hair, especially if they have a leave out, because you don't want to have a thin leave out up top and then just a bulk of hair in the back. You want to match. You want to make sense.
I don't mind going to work if I need to lay some needles up.
You know what? I was just about to talk about that. I'm a one needle worker. No, I know I have styles I work with. I have 50 needles ready to go, and it's just I don't know. I've always been like, I just need one needle.
One is fine.
One is fine. Maybe two. You know, I work with it too, so I will put you to work.
It really be some stylists are so slow that you
Right,
want to help them
you want
out.
to help them
Like,
out.
hey, let me help you.
Let me give you. Yeah,
Cause,
so there we
'cause
go.
let's go.
I can work with you. I can work with you. I'm not gonna be. I'm not going to deprive you of a day of work.
Okay.
But when I'm in the salon, I know I just normally work with just one needle at a time.
People gonna say you working too hard.
They say I'm working too hard.
One needle. How long?
Well, I mean, if you're doing them now, it could just be arm length.
Okay. No, I'm used to it being working.
You used to being put to work.
Yeah. It's crazy. I haven't had a sew-in in years.
I know.
You know.
So that's something like that's why we're gonna try something new today.
Yes, we are.
Go back to your roots.
Clearly.
And honestly, I be making my thread too long as is. I mean myself. You see, I'm reaching all the way back. Like I got long arms, like I'm tall or something. Continue to flip back and forth, keeping them tracks nice and tight. And I know I'm bouncing between terminology. Tracks and wefts are the same thing.
Now there are different types of clients, right? So you have your client that's dying to see the mirror, that's
Yes.
falling asleep. I'm normally the sleepy client. Like I'm gonna go to sleep. So I'm the one you're gonna have to chase my head because I'm bopping.
Well, I personally don't let my clients look in the mirror until I'm done. Cause I don't got time to have no passenger seat driver,
Right.
with me to asking me all these questions. Let me do my job, and I'll let you see at the end. I don't even have a. I just have my one mirror that's behind my station. I don't even have a hand here mirror in my salon, but in my at my station in my room. Um, and I have to go borrow something for if somebody just have to see what their hair look like. I gotta go borrow one from somebody else.
So we're not used to that.
We're not used to that. I don't do that.
Get up and go.
Don't ask me no questions, baby. I know some people might say, well, why don't you just do a wig? A wig will be quicker, a wig will be faster. But I see, like, I have stylists in my salon that does wigs, and all the prep that go into it is it's the same amount of time. By the time you got to pluck it and bleach the knots and do this and do all the extra hairstyles you got to do before you even get to put the wig on is its own process. So I'd rather just do it this way. And plus, I like to see a scalp. I'm just like a scalp girl. What that man say on Instagram? Don't act. We're not gonna act like we don't see that screen door on top of y'all
That
head.
screen. So we see it.
We see it.
I watched someone on TV, or maybe it was on Instagram, I'm sure, because I don't watch a lot of, I watch shows on TV. I don't watch stuff like
Stuff.
that. Yeah. But it was definitely on Instagram. And this lady was on a talk show and she was just talking. And I was just looking and I was like,
What is going on?
her whole wig is lifted. Like, I can't be the only one that sees this.
See, the thing to think about, I mean, there is a you know, I understand the lure that comes with wearing the wigs, but if you can't properly upkeep them, just don't wear them, please.
But if she was on a TV show, that means someone did it.
Oh, that is someone did it.
Someone did it.
Oh yeah, you was watching a show.
Yeah.
Oh okay, gotcha. I thought you somebody like a talk show.
No, but
No,
it
she
was a
was on a
talk show, but I'm sure
somebody
it
touched
wasn't
it.
her personal Instagram selfie.
Right.
She was out in public. Face fully made up, everything. And I'm just like, y'all, stop. We see it. We all see it. Now I've seen some that look beautiful, like you said, like we said before.
Yeah, I mean, there's some beautiful, beautiful ones.
I didn't even know I had a scissors. Okay, well here we'll clip this piece. Thank you.
So this is just right now. This is just a half a pack of hair, a half a pack of hair, and the tape ends, and you see the thickness and the fullness to this already, and we're not even done.
We just got started.
We just got started. This is the other half that I tore off. And we're just moving all the way around, getting the rest of these wefts into the hair, onto the net. And the beautiful thing about using a net is that it allows you to just have a nice, flat, seamless surface. And it allows you to be able to sew. So you see, this is a braid here, this is a braid here, but it allows you to be able to sew in between the braids when you're using a net. So that's the beautiful part about using a net. And it kind of keeps everything nice and in place.
Charles dozing off.
I saw. Now you can't be no good worker going to sleep now. You got you got to stay with me now.
And how's that lean? You want longer?
No, that's good.
That's good. Like I'm efficient now. I be doing my job.
Right. And also, when it comes on to doing a sew-on extension, I know this is. I am a 2-pack girl. I'm a 2-pack, maybe a piece of a 3-pack. But I know 3-pack, 4-pack, 5-pack girl. I'm a 2-pack girl. Cause like I said, unless your hair calls for 3 packs of hair, because I do got some clients with some big heads. But you know, you don't need that much hair in your head. And then it gives you a false impression of the thickness of what your real hair is like. So then when you take your hair, when you take the weave out, you think, oh my God, my hair is so thin. It was like, no, baby, your hair been thin. The weave was thick, not your hair.
They love you have 5 bundles.
Right, you have 5 bundles in your head, honey. Now what we do understand, if you don't know, is that the longer the hair, the longer the hair in length, the shorter it is in width. So if you're getting into 30 inches of hair and 28 inches, then yes, you probably need about 3 to 4 bundles of hair. But if you're a good old 16-inch girl, you only need 2 bundles. 16, 18, 20, you need 2 bundles. You don't need all them bundles in your hair for no 20 inches of hair. We're making sure when we flip the hair back and forth that we're keeping it nice and tight to keep the bump flat. We're coming up to the top of the head of the sewing portion, and we will be done. And then we can go in and fill in the sides and the top with the tape ends to finish up our final look.
This one, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how does that feel? Just switching out the needles.
Well, I mean, it's about the same process.
Okay.
But it's helpful. So now, as with you flipping this back and forth, when it's time to take this out, you take it all out as in one. You take it out as one long weft, and it's easier to shampoo. and it's easier to put together. What we do know is that it's 3 pieces. There is the top half, which I'm doing right now. Then there is the side that we did, and we have this one side that we did. So you do know, so when you take it out, you kind of just label or remember where you took it out at, and you can put it right back in the same way if you're doing the same type of style. So right here at the top, let's see, I'm gonna do one more. Yeah, I'll do one more. Okay, so right here at the top, I'm gonna cut this top. I'm just gonna use one single piece to go right along that top braid to kind of make that seamless. Not kind of make it seamless, make it seamless. This will finish up the sewing portion of the hairstyle. So this is the whole sewing portion of it all. along with the tape-ins in the back. Now, why I appreciate doing it this way instead of doing full tape-ins, because you remember when you're doing the full head of tape-ins that your hair is still left out in between. So it minimizes a lot of the damage that can be done to your hair because this hair is all sewn up. And it minimizes the hair that you have to work with as a client. So now we're going to work with filling in the top portion of hair and the sides. Get all that out, y'all. Get this all done. Thank you so much for being a fabulous assistant.
Thank you. No problem.
Now, you want a side part or a middle part?
Can we do it versatile?
Yes, we can. What side would you want to be on?
Left side.
Over here.
Yeah.
So the part, so that it swoop that way.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, you know.
Who said we don't know our left from our right?
We don't know our left from our right sometimes. So I'm gonna start filling in the sides first. Let me get this hair out the way. And the beautiful thing about this hair is that, yes, it looks like a lot of hair, but it's really light.
Very light.
Like this is me. Let me see. They pulling it back into a ponytail. You see how nice and flat this gets? You know. Let's work on fill it in. Okay. Let's be your next gig.
Okay.
All right. So we talked about earlier about doing how to place the tracks so it can make sense with the movement of the hair, right? So on these sides, we want to place these not like this, but on a diagonal like this. Because if you place it like this, the only range of motion it has is up and down, right? If you place them like this to an angle, the motion it has is back and forth. So if she wants to pull this back, she can, you know? And plus, it will over direct the hair forward to make the hair fall more forward to the face. So this would be actually. This will be one of the situations we talked about where we're gonna cut these in half.
Here, you want to cut this?
No, I'm gonna cut this. So we cut this in half to give it smaller. Am I right in the right place? Yeah. We cut it in half to make two smaller pieces, right? Because she has right on the side, she has a weak area. So I don't want to have that full tape in. Pulling on just that one space. So you see that? And so now that gives me a different range of motion, not just up and down. Can you give me another one? This is the time where you come in, and now you're customizing the look for the client. So I did the front side, right up in front of the ear. Now I'm going right behind the ear to kind of fill in right behind the ear. I'm gonna let this down. And you can see how that seamlessly flows in together. And then once we start placing these up here, they will fall right over this, and all this will blend as one. We'll do the same on the other side.
Thank you.
You know that one side was the practice side, so you will now know what I'm doing. So now I can go right on in, just go right into it. So we can start on the side first, right behind the ear. Place one full one. I won't call it the practice side. The one side was the planning side. Not the practice side, the planning side.
For my custom.
For your custom extensions.
Yes. custom layout. You had to get the layout together.
Mm-hmm. Right in front of the ear. We're gonna split the ones. We're gonna split them in two again. I'm gonna do one right on top of the ones that we split in two. So now we have both sides done. So now it's time to work on the top. So she wants to be able to do a side part. Come up right here. Well, let me do this back part first. Okay. Start pressing this out because now we are at coming to the tail end. So I need to see how everything is flowing, everything is moving, so I can know how to place the tape ends in the top to achieve our goal. Y'all know I come from the Marcel day because I'm still trying to blow on the flat iron. So I'm gonna press it out first for a middle part so I can get the proportions of hair right on each side. All right. This blow dry. I mean, they have this. I ain't used to that. This a private label flat iron, honey. This thing get hot.
Baby.
I'm like, wait a minute now. This ain't my
So,
flat iron. This my first time using this thing get hot.
I'm gonna get one of those.
Right.
What size is it?
I don't know. I
Oh,
think it's
that
like a
inch.
one and a. Oh yeah, like an inch or one and a quarter. Yeah, but baby, this.
The moral of the story. All get the people stuff.
Right, get the stuff. This thing hot.
She woke me up. Said, wait a minute. Dying to flat iron the hair.
You know, I've been wanting to flat iron. I've been trying to flat iron this since I started, and I'm going. I'm just. I couldn't help it. The flat iron, the flat iron was flat iron. But look how this hair's so pretty. But it gives a resemblance of just natural, blown out black girl hair.
Yes.
Okay, I don't have a mirror in front of me, so let me eyeball this. All right, now I got this all pressed out. Now I can start maneuvering these pieces, the tape ends, to create the finished look. So I'm gonna start in the back first with the fill in, just to cover up, um, to fill in the back, to cover up the back track from the back weft from the sew in. And then we'll leave that tear above to cover up the tape in. All right. Mama short. All right, so we got these two back here to cover up to help keep this flow seamless in the back. And we'll use this top pieces of hair that, oh, sorry, that I left out. We're gonna use that to cover everything up.
I just got a text that said, well, I sent to text,
Mhm.
and the response was, well, who you feeling like? So the feeling is already feeling.
The feeling is already feeling itself, huh?
The feeling is already feeling. You really can do the middle, just keep it in the middle. That's easier.
That is easier. I mean, you know, I was gonna work.
No,
I was gonna figure it out for you.
no, you know, I want you to work.
I was gonna figure it out.
I ain't no
Honestly,
I'm not a 12-week kind of girl.
right. You like, girl, this gonna be moving soon.
I'm like, you know what? As I'm sitting here thinking, by the time I want to flip to the side,
It'd be time to move it over anyway.
it'll be time to move it over anyway.
And honestly, and that goes back to what I said in the beginning, where a consultation is is good in the beginning, because then you know what the client wants.
Yeah.
You don't wait till you don't have your mind, you have it in your head what you're gonna get them. They like, well, this is what you gonna get.
No, I don't give my clients that much choices.
No, you don't. You don't give us no choices.
No, you're gonna get what I got. These new polishes, so y'all already know what y'all about to get.
These new polishes.
New colors. Everybody's in fall right now.
We're just going to use the full length of the tape ends to kind of finish this out. And because I know that we know now that it's going to be a middle part, we're just going to lay these flat so that and it can just move up and down. We don't have to angle these. So I like to press the hair to the first part and then remove any hair that's not stuck and then sandwich the hair between the two. Cut that one in half. I'm gonna cut this one in half up here because it's a little corner I need to fill in. So I'm gonna cut it in half and fill in this little corner that's right here. And we just fill this little gap in right here. So we're gonna use a half piece to do that. And see how that filled that corner right in, can fill that section right on in there. I think I just need one more piece close to the top to kind of fill this in. Make it seamless from her natural hair to the tape in.
Sorry.
You go. You working with your nails too, honey.
Mm-hmm. They were stuck together.
Y'all know I'm gonna press this right. So I'm gonna press the sides so you can see what's going on. Mm-hmm. And if you are a bold, you know, fearless woman when it comes on her hair, you can wear it blown out in its blown out state. You don't have to press it out. You can keep it in this blown out natural state as well. at that. That's just a little heat protector spray on there. No real products being used right now. Let's see. Look at that side that we have it, that we filled in all the way to the top. And then this side, we haven't filled in all the way yet. And it gives it a nice, sleek, seamless look from her natural hair to the extensions, the tape band. At least that's what I'm seeing. I ain't got no mirror in front of me, so I really can't see, but I think that's what's happening right now.
That's what it's looking like.
that's what it's looking like from right here. And I think okay. We'll come over here and repeat the same process on this side.
Oh, sorry.
You good, but take your nap.
See, I don't need a mirror in front of me because I'm gonna be asleep anyway. It's really like the lid sit.
That's it. That's right there. Okay. Well, that we working perfectly, honestly. It's one more, two more.
One.
Mhm. I'm gonna use that last one to fill in that same corner that we filled in on the other side by cutting it in half. Now I'm going to go through and finish what I've been trying to do all day. Press it out. Oh, what did I do with that big clip? Right. I'm going to go through and press out all the extensions, give it a nice trim, and finish it up with some finishing products. And she have a nice, sleek, blunt, bone straight, kinky straight install. And this is a service that you can charge top dollar for because you added two different techniques into it, along with adding your cut and your styling to it. And with this hair, I love the fact that it's thick from the weft to the ends. You know, sometimes you get the hair and it's really thick at the weft for the top of the hair, and then once you start getting down to the ends, it just starts to thin out. Not with this. And we're pressing it out. Normally when you have hair that's really poofy or big, um, in the beginning you put heat to it and then it loses the thickness and the texture to it. But with this hair, you're still able to keep the thickness and the texture that you started off with. And we're finishing up on this last side. And what I do like, when I am pressing this hair out, I do like to leave a little texture. As you can see, I like to leave a little texture like right in this area, just to kind of still give it just that natural look to the hair. Run this flat iron down. Go there. And anytime, whenever you're doing any kind of extensions, you always want to take the top hair that you are covering your extensions with, and you want to be able to, to use the heat and kind of smooth it all out, smooth it together, and blend it all together. I'm going to use my shears to kind of just trim it up. Like I said, because the hair comes and it's thick from weft to end, there's not a lot of trimming that needs to happen. As you can see, with doing this combination, it allows you to keep flat. And flat all the way around. It leaves you with a nice, natural silk press. I'm just do a little tab here. A low face layer just right in here. Yeah, there we go. So a little finishing touches of hairspray. Coming right on through. And here's your finished product. A hybrid sew-in with tape ends around the back, sides, and the top, and sew in the middle.
You give your social media?
Oh, China ain't hard to find, honey. Y'all can find me. Once again, I am Derek Jae, and you can reach me at Derek Jae Hair on all social media platforms. And this is my motto, and my friend, and my sister, and my nail tech. I'm Nails, but you can also reach her on as that on all social